What's up everyone, and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards receives huge news. Heading into UFC 296, there had been no word on an official backup fighter in the event that either Leon Edwards or Colby Covington was unable to make it to the highly anticipated fight. While the position traditionally goes to the #1 contender, there have been instances where top-ranked fighters aren't interested in weighing in as the backup. Much like Colby Covington was the backup fighter for Leon Edwards' last fight, streaking #1 contender Belal Muhammad is now slated to be the backup fighter for the highly anticipated welterweight title fight. In an interview with MMA Junkie, Muhammad spoke about the situation.
Yeah, they just hit me up Friday, asking me if I'm willing to weigh in for this weekend. I think they, or next weekend. I think they know that Colby and Leon are the two most inactive welterweights in the division. Neither of these guys like to fight. They're both good at running. So just to be on the safe side, they call the dude that always steps up whenever needed.
The move effectively confirms what has been suspected for quite some time, that after Edwards and Covington compete at UFC 296, it will be Muhammad who fights for the welterweight belt. Although there's been no indication of when that fight could potentially take place, the biggest factor will be how much damage the winner incurs in Saturday's showdown. As he indicated in the interview, in addition to the fact that he's the #1 contender, he's also been preparing this whole time just in case either of the two fighters withdraw and his services are needed on the card. Next up, let's take a look at Bo Nickal receives warning. Bo Nickal has been one of the most notable young prospects in the UFC, drawing in a wide range of fans thanks to his status as a collegiate wrestling legend. Throughout his rise, it's continued to look as though Nickal and two-division contender Khamzat Chimaev have been on a collision course. The way Chael Sonnen sees things, after rattling off 2 wins this year and taking his stock to an all-time high, Nickal missed a big opportunity. In a recent video for his YouTube channel, the outspoken UFC veteran explained that Nickal missed a big opportunity by not volunteering to step in for Paulo Costa against Chimaev and letting Kamaru Usman capitalize. With talk of a potential Whittaker versus Costa fight on the horizon, Sonnen has cautioned Nickal to be ready.
And it would be a great opportunity for Bo to simply put himself in backup position. If he doesn't have anything else going, if he's back from hunting, I'm just making a suggestion. I don't know that he needs to do that, but I'm making a suggestion that there is an ability and there is a fast track here, particularly with this division. 1 year ago, Bo was main card and Duplessis was not. So there's your answer. There's your answer of who's where. But one guy went hunting and the other guy kept running his mouth. And that other guy is not only in a world title fight, he's a 2-1 favorite.
Nickal, of course, is still just 5-0 as a professional, despite the tremendous amount of hype surrounding him. At just 27 years old, he's widely considered by many to be the future of the middleweight division. And as such, the UFC has made it clear that they don't want to throw the former NCAA standout into waters too deep. Next, let's take a look at Michael Chandler goes off on Conor McGregor. This past weekend, former champ Conor McGregor made headlines when he appeared inside the ring at an event in Dubai and came face-to-face with former UFC bantamweight champion Peter Yan for a promotional stare-down. Clips from the stare-down were quick to go viral, with fans questioning why McGregor was having a stare-down with a fighter he's unlikely to ever fight. Since then, a new angle has emerged of Islam Makhachev in the crowd, watching the situation unfold from the opposite side of the ring. McGregor's upcoming opponent, Michael Chandler, who's expected to fight the Irish star in the new year, took to social media, ripping McGregor, as he joked, looking for a 135er or preferably a 125er to face off with on camera at an obscure event. Any takers? I need relevancy. As some were quick to point out, McGregor's actually training in Dubai ahead of his return. While the expectation is that he will return to Ireland for final preparations with John Kavanagh at SBG Ireland, he has continued to train in Dubai in the meantime. So far, McGregor has yet to respond to Chandler's verbal jab. However, given how frequently he engages in verbal spats online, many members of the MMA community indicated that they can't wait to see the former champ fire back. Now, let's shift gears and take a look at Henry Cejudo versus Merab Dvalishvili booked. The bantamweight division is without question one of the most exciting in the entire UFC. In addition to the upcoming scrap between Sugar Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera, a number of top-ranked fighters are all hovering around the top of the 135-pound division. In the new year, two of the division's best, Merab Dvalishvili and Henry Cejudo, will collide at UFC 298 in February. The bout seems strategically scheduled so that the winner will be able to call out the winner of the UFC 299 O'Malley vs. Vera fight. A post from Dvalishvili on social media seemed to confirm a report from Mark Raimondi, with the machine reposting an ESPN MMA tweet indicating that the bout had not been signed. However, both men have verbally agreed to the February 17th fight. On the flip side, Henry Cejudo reacted to the news in a video for his YouTube channel, also confirming the fight.
Cat is officially out the bag. Yup, that's right. I'm going to be fighting Merab Dvalishvili, if I'm even pronouncing it right, on February 17th, UFC 298. I mean, we all saw this stuff coming. I mean, this fight's gonna decide who's actually gonna fight for the eventual winner of Chito Vera versus Sean O'Malley.
With the Dvalishvili vs. Cejudo fight expected to determine the division's #1 contender, it sounds as though Aljamain Sterling will in fact likely move up to 145 in the new year. Next, let's take a look at Ilia Topuria talks Alexander Volkanovski fight. Although Alexander the Great Volkanovski has gone unbeaten as a featherweight inside the octagon, #1 contender Ilia Topuria is confident that when the pair step into the octagon, he will cement himself as the best 145er on the planet. Topuria spoke in an interview with ESPN Deportes, where he shot down any hope Volkanovski has going into the fight. As he indicated, despite the fact that the champ is an incredibly well-rounded fighter, he believes this will be one of the easier fights of his career. He doesn't stand a chance. He has zero opportunity. I don't see any holes, but I can tell how he attacks. The only attack I see is that he's going to kick my legs. That's the only thing that he can do. He has good cardio, but everyone has good cardio when you're in trouble. Cardio tends to fade away. It'll be one of the easier fights of my career so far. Of course, while Volkanovski has made it clear that he will be entering the bout at 100%, there has been concern from fans after his recent knockout loss to Islam Makhachev. With the champ now 35 years old, whether or not the knockout loss impacts his next performance has been a point that the MMA community has continued to debate. Next, let's take a look at Joe Rogan reacts to Sharabutdin Magomedov. During a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier joined the longtime UFC commentator on the program, where the pair discussed everything combat sports. At one point in the show, the two men were talking about injuries and how, in hindsight, Cormier wishes he had not undergone back surgery after his win over Derek Lewis. After the conversation shifted to fighters putting off surgeries like knee replacements until after retirement, Rogan said that he heard Michael Bisping is still an avid runner. This naturally led to discussions about Bisping fighting and winning a title with one eye. From there, the conversation shifted to Sharabutdin Magomedov, who suffered an eye injury that resulted in him missing years of training while undergoing surgeries in an attempt to save his eyes. Rogan and Cormier spoke about the situation.
How about this new dude that just fought in the UFC?
Oh my God, did you see that guy?
Yeah.
Shaaban.
Yeah. One eye.
He's a savage though. Are we talking about the Russian dude?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's scary looking dude too. And that
he's
dude
terrifying with the one eye.
That dude is nasty.
Isn't it crazy how good he can fight with one eye?
He gotta have two eyes,
No,
Joe.
he's got one eye.
Come on.
He's blind.
He's blind.
That's why he's fighting overseas. He's blind in his right eye.
He fought in Abu Dhabi. You're right. No commission.
He's blind in his right eye.
As the former M1 global champion indicated in the past, his entire career can essentially be divided into two parts, before his eye injury and after his eye injury. Despite that, Magomedov's stock is at an all-time high after a big win in his UFC debut earlier this year. Next, let's take a look at Anthony Smith breaks silence on UFC loss. This past weekend, former light heavyweight title challenger Anthony Lionheart Smith was on the wrong end of a brutal knockout from Khalil Roundtree Jr. With Smith stepping in on short notice, the seasoned veteran set out to pick up his second straight win of the year. Early in the third round of their clash on Saturday, Roundtree landed a beautiful uppercut cross combination that sent Smith to the canvas and signaled the end of the fight. In the wake of the loss, Smith posted an update for his fans on social media, writing, "Congrats to Khalil and his team. Hell of a performance. You deserve it. Sorry to everyone who supports me. I gave it my all. Sometimes that's not enough." His statement notably did not include any word about his future plans. Heading into the bout, Smith was ranked 8th in the light heavyweight division, while Roundtree was entering the bout ranked number 11. After his 56th professional bout, it remains unclear just what Lionheart has planned for the future. Colby Covington went off on UFC champ Sean Strickland in a recent interview with Code Sports. He had this to say about the champion.
I'd love to slap Sean Strickland around. I think, he's just a pathetic excuse of a human being. The guy has literally freaking no IQ. That guy's so stupid. The things he says, like, he needs to get his mouth wired shut, and I'm the guy to do it. So the UFC knows, I'm the one that can end these guys that hate the company and they hate the world. So I would love to fight Sean Strickland.
The MMA community goes off on Ian Garry for a recent video he made, claiming to be representing Brazil and not Ireland in his next fight.
I'll tell you one thing, Brazil fans, I am going to get my hands on a Brazilian passport and I'm going to wear yellow shorts in the UFC soon. I promise you, that's coming. The love I get from Brazil is so important because I only want to go out there and represent the best of Brazil. I want to show the world the beauty of jiu-jitsu. I want to show the energy that the Shoot the Box family has. I want to embrace that, soak it up, and then go and fight with that energy. So I want the Brazilian fans to know that when I fight, I am carrying the flag for Brazilians now as well as the Irish. I want you guys to enjoy my run to be a world champion because you guys can say when I win the world title that the Brazilians have a new champion.
Here's what some fans had to say. What happened to being a proud Irishman? How to be cringe 101. Left Ireland and his gym that made him a champ in Cage Warriors. Is he the opposite of Mackenzie Dern? Not even Brazilian. And we don't claim this dude. We don't claim him either. Take one for the team. Bro, please. He's embarrassing us on the world stage. Top comments. All these people on Oliveira's nuts seem to forget that it was Charlie himself who was ducking. He refused an immediate rematch, and now that he might have worked up the courage to accept, Islam is the one ducking. They seem to forget how easily and quickly Du Bronx was beaten. When you lose like that, it's hard to argue for an immediate rematch, but it was offered to him. He wasn't ready. I'm British and I struggle to understand Leon Edwards. Poor McGregor. Chandler has been training this entire time. Meanwhile, Conor has been deciding to fight or not, mixing in partying with actual training. They will eventually meet and Chandler will smoke him. This is why you can't be indecisive in this sport. Just retire, Conor. Make sure to leave a comment and you might get featured in our next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss any MMA news. Check out our video from yesterday if you missed it. See you tomorrow.